What happened there? All right. So yeah, somehow my mic got muted. Y'all let me know. But yeah, we gotta talk about it. And the reason why we gotta talk about it is we're not picking sides here. We see how people are being used. We see how people are being co-opted for other people's agendas on both sides. Sorry about that. Somehow my mic got muted. I don't know how that happened, but it's all right. I was just talking my head off. Let's see where we at. One more minute. We'll start at 8:05 because some people on CP time. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Let me speak to a few more people. Mr. Scampers, what's up? Janae, make sure I ain't miss nobody. Y'all let me know if I miss somebody. Face to the screen, what's up? Mushroom Management, how you doing? Ed, got Ed in the house. Deep Impressions always. Let me see. Where you go? Nah, don't blame YouTube. Don't blame. Somehow I didn't mean to mute the mic. It just happened. I don't know how that happened. Deep Impressions always in the house. Heavy with the in the comments, making sure you know how to show value back to the program. Also putting the social media and the other links in the live chat. I appreciate that very much. And I appreciate y'all being here tonight. K Knowledge, what's up? Quashonda, how you doing? Make sure I miss nobody. Reginald. Was that Gherkinator? How you doing? Shazier in the house. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I want to say one thing before we get started. I appreciate everybody. Even if the people that don't listen to this on YouTube, they came over and showed a lot of love on the like and the share button. That really does help grow the channel. And what we're trying to do is engage the algorithm. That way these shows can get out in front of more people. Looks like we're about to crack 7,000 soon. And that just blows my mind. I just want to say this for a minute. It just blows my mind that I will reach that number. I mean, you always think maybe, but the numbers were never my concern. But it's just amazing, like, just to feel the love. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a nice gesture, or it's a nice way to measure, the amount of work I put into this, that, it's reflected in the channel is growing. Sean M said the episode have been extra fire lately. Y'all like the potlucks? Yeah, I like to do the potlucks every so often. There's a rhyme and reason to that. So, because it allows me to touch on several different topics in one show. So they kind of pile up, and then I'll go back and talk about them. So we all know why we're here tonight. You see this on the screen. Nicki Minaj calls MSNBC Joy Reid a lion. You know what? COON tells Meghan McCain to eat shit, excuse my language, and vaccine rant. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover the news, but then we got to go a little bit deeper, as we always do. But let's start here with the Breakfast Club and their covering of what happened.
It's time. She's spilling the tea.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, Nicki Minaj was on social media and she was explaining that she...
Hold on, y'all let me know if the sound is sounding good or not. Y'all let me know if the sound is sounding good on the video. If not, I'll run it back. I'm gonna run it back a little bit just to make sure. Let me get a 1. It's perfect. Okay. I'm about to run it back then. All right, here we go.
It's time. She's spilling the tea.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Now there is no sound. What happened? You gotta be kidding me. Hold on, let me stop for a minute. What happened?
Well, Nicki Minaj was on social media and she was explaining that she got
Y'all don't
COVID
have
while
no
getting
sound
ready
on
for the
my
MTV
side. What
Video
happened?
Music Awards.
Wait 1 minute, y'all. Because I can't hear it now. Yeah, but I gotta hear it. So I don't know what happened there. That's crazy.
She said, I was prepping for VMA.
It's always something, y'all. It always got to be something. Why can't I hear the sound? That's weird. Hey, hold on. Don't you ever put that on me. The Teddy Riley, man. All right, because I got to hear what they saying to comment on it. I don't know why. What's going on here? Let me check the mic and everything. Audio. What in the hell? Heck. Let me see. I have no sound. Y'all bear with me for a second. Let me see. There we go. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, I didn't touch nothing. All right, here we go. All right, we back.
It's time. She's spilling the tea.
This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, Nicki Minaj was on social media and she was explaining that she got COVID while getting ready for the MTV Video Music Awards. She said, I was prepping for VMAs and I shot a video and guess who got COVID? Do you know what it is not to be able to kiss or hold your tiny baby for over a week? A baby who was only used to his mama. And then she said, Drake told me he got COVID with the vaccine though, so child. And then somebody responded to that and they said, Nicki, the vaccine doesn't prevent getting COVID. It prevents you from getting serious symptoms. Non-vaccinated people are 11 times more likely to pass away from COVID than vaccinated. She responded, babe, that's not true. I had the exact same symptoms as people with the damn vaccine. She said, they want you to get vaccinated for the Met. If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. In the meantime, my loves, be safe. Wear the mask with 2 strings that grips your head and face, not that loose one. Then she goes on to say, my cousin.
All right, so let's stop right there. So she clearly says that she's willing to take the Vaseline. She masked up. She's had, you know what I'm saying, the Rona. And they still came for her. So that lets you know there's no opportunity for debate, right? She said all these things that she just wants to know more about it. She wants to know, do her research as we all should anytime you're putting anything in your body. And that's, that's a good point. And maybe this is a good learning lesson that we should be careful about anything that we put in our body, but it's her body. But she didn't stick to the script. And this is where she started to put a little extra sauce on it in Nicki fashion. But I mean, it could be some truth to it, but you know what I'm saying? It sounds like a little sauce, but let's hear it.
Cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision and not bullied. And then one person said, I had to get the vaccine because they won't let me look for a job or get a job and to earn some money. And I'm unsure about getting the second vaccine. And she responded, I know, babe, a lot of countries won't let people work without the vaccine. I definitely recommend they get the vaccine. They have to feed their families. I'm sure I'll be vaccinated as well because I have to go on tour, etc.
So, and Janae, let's see, Janae said here, she said, I didn't know she actually had COVID. The media didn't report that part. I wonder why. We know why, Janae. We know why. Because one, she could easily retort and say, well, I have natural immunity to it, so I don't even need it. But she didn't go that far. She's saying, I'm going to take it, but just on my own time. But as someone said in here, I think it was Jason, he says, Joy Reid was talking about her having 20 million followers. That means she has to broadcast Joy Reid's opinion, and that's the whole thing. And we're going to get into the whole shaming of it. I just want to lay down the background because there's a lot of things that a lot of people haven't heard because it's being suppressed. So as you know, I always like to go back and do some background first. And once we do the background, then we'll go and get a little deeper into, the inner workings of what's really happening right before our eyes. But see, just now, covering this that's in the mainstream media, a lot of people haven't heard it. So let's let the Breakfast Club continue.
Well, Joy Reid responded to Nicki Minaj's tweets on the COVID vaccine, and here's what she had to say on MSNBC.
People like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is
22
million followers. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. It's a blessing that you got that people listen to you, and they listen to you more than they listen to me.
It's a blessing that you got that, people. And that's the key point right there. I'm going to wind it back so we can hear all the content. I know I'm talking over it, but that's the whole point right there. People listen more to celebrities than they do to news broadcasters, and people listen to news broadcasters more than they listen to the quote unquote professionals. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the professionals had to keep the media in line, and then the media has to keep the celebrities in line. And somebody just said something. Let me see. Word of the day. Somebody said it's. I think Minaj is just an act. That's a possibility. I am a natural skeptic, so I'm trying to see how this other shoe is going to drop before I go all in. But I think it's a good way. You'll see what I think as I lay this whole broadcast out. But let's back it up so I can hear it. We can hear that fully in context, because I know I was talking over it.
And then one person said, I had to get the vaccine because they won't let me look for a job or get a job and to earn some money. And I'm unsure about getting the second vaccine. And she responded, I know, babe, a lot of countries won't let people work without the vaccine. I definitely recommend they get the vaccine. They have to feed their families. I'm sure I'll be vaccinated as well because I have to go on tour, etc. Well, Joy Reid responded to Nicki Minaj's tweets on the COVID vaccine. And here's what she had to say on MSNBC.
People like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. It's
our community. What community is, hold on, see, what community is Joy Reid talking about? And we got to go in this early. We got to remember, Joy Reid is the same one that called ADOS Russian bots, and had people on her show saying we shouldn't ask for reparations and anybody that says, anything about having something tangible, and these things are bots. So we always got to look at Joy Reid with a side eye, and she's doing what she's meant to do, and that's to carry water for the big boys. Let's let her continue.
It's a blessing that you got that people listen to you, and they listen to you more than they listen to me. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from. Oh my God, as a fan, as a hip hop fan, as somebody who is your fan, I'm so sad.
As a fan, as somebody as a hip hop fan, she's so sad because the lady says she wants to know more. Now, isn't it the same thing they tell us when it comes to voting? Educate yourself, do the work, right? That's what they say, right? Do the work. Don't be out here misinformed saying stuff. But when somebody said they want to become more informed, oh, that's a problem. That's a problem when you want to become informed about before you make a decision, which we already laid out in this clip that Nikki didn't say she wasn't going to take it, and I'm going to show you some stuff here. So I'm going to leave it. Let's hear what Charlamagne got to say for a little bit, and then we're gonna move on from here.
Respect Joanne Reid. She's the homie, but she missed the real moment to teach yesterday because Nikki never said, don't take the vaccine.
No.
Like, she spoke on why she has vaccine hesitancy.
And this is the same thing. Charlamagne, the guard dog, is a real moment to teach. What can Joanne Reid teach Nicki Minaj? See, they always want to teach you something. It's like, on this channel, I don't tell you what to think. I try to help to show you how to think. And what I mean by that is the process of breaking down, listening to both sides, the 7 habits, seek first to understand, then to be understood. That way you can get all the information. And then however you see it, however you feel about it, that's up to you. But that's how it's being objective. But they don't want you to be objective. Let's let Charlamagne continue.
But she also in the very next tweet said she will probably get vaccinated to go on tour. Like, Joy could have used that moment on our show to correct Nikki on whatever misinformation she put out, and she could have said Nicki Minaj is encouraging people to do their research about vaccine. Nikki put up a poll asking what's the best vaccine. Nikki said Drake is vaccinated, and she's going to get vaccinated to go on tour. So if Drake is vaccinated and Nikki wants to get vaccinated, why aren't you? That's what Joy could have done.
You can't vaccination shame people though either. Like, you gotta.
You want to bet? You want to bet? They're going to try their best to shame, and we're going to get more on that later. But isn't this the same thing that they always get on other people about shaming? Oh, you can't shame somebody because of their orientation or their life choices or, whatever, fill in the blank. You can't shame. You can't shame. And like, Ned said, it's right here. Correct her like a handler. And that's the main thing they were trying to do. They were trying to handle Nikki. Right? But let's scroll up. Let's read through some of the comments right quick. Make sure I don't miss nothing. Judy S. right. Independent thinking is not allowed. It's about groupthink. That's it. It's about groupthink, herd mentality, and we're gonna get into that. We gotta move, but let's finish up with this clip.
Allow people to make it when they want to make their own decision. Like, this is something that's new. This is something that's we don't know about. Every other day, something changes. Something is different. We don't know about how this affects. Wear double mask. Wear triple mask. Don't wear a mask. You can go out. No, you can't go out. Nobody knows, and that's her decision and her choice.
I mean, envy. A broken clock is right twice a day. So let's listen to Envy one more time because he dropped some facts there.
Aren't you? That's what Joy could have done.
You can't vaccination shame people though either. Like, you got to allow people to make it when they want to make their own decision. Like, this is something that's new. This is something that's we don't know about. Every other day, something changes.
Every other day, something changes. Don't wear a mask. Wear 2 masks. Wear 3 masks. Wear a mask under your nose, under your mask when you eat. That kind of thing. So yeah, let's let him finish talking.
Thing is different. We don't know about how this affects. Wear double mask. Wear triple mask. Don't wear a mask. You can go out. No, you can't go out. Nobody knows, and that's her decision and her choice.
Nicki Minaj responded to Joanne Reid. She said, "This is what happens when you're so thirsty to down another black woman by the request of the white man that you didn't bother to read all my tweets. My God, sister, do better. Imagine getting your dumbass on TV a minute after a tweet to spread a false narrative about a black woman." And then somebody said, Nick shouldn't even have to say or explain anything. It's literally in her tweets. All you got to do is read. It's that simple. She said, why would they bother to read when the lie is so juicy and provocative and got her dumbass on TV? They got someone with black skin for a reason. They always use us against us.
All right, so we're going to stop that clip right there, and then we're going to get back into the story. I'm going to let you know what I think happened. This is just my opinion of how this got started. And like I said, this is solely my opinion. I always make it clear when it's my opinion. But let's go up through the comments right quick. I saw some very good ones. Envy telling the truth. Yep. He said it himself. And like I said, this is all we're all saying. Let's go. So what we want to do here is, this is what I think happened. And let me share this right quick. Hold on, let me remove that one right quick before I do that, so I don't get caught up. All right, so I'm gonna remove that one, and then we're gonna go here and look. This reminded me of something that happened a while back, and maybe some Nicki fans in the chat, they remember this. Y'all remember when Nicki had the beef with Travis Scott, and she went on a similar rant because she failed to debut at #1, and Travis Scott was like selling I think hoodies or something with his CD or with his music, and she kind of spazzed out on him. I think this is the similar case. She couldn't go to the Met. I'm sure. I mean, of course, she's a diva. She felt like, who in the heck are y'all to think that y'all can hold me? And this is my pure speculation. Speculation warning. I'm sure she was like, who do y'all think not to allow me to come to the Met? I've already had COVID. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure she had some valid point in not wanting to take the vaccine, but then I think she went online and just went in a normal rant, because here was the rant when she went on it with Travis Scott a while back. And she said, when I was told they were being paid to write these things, I didn't believe it. Now I know it's true. Queen B. Got the proof on that too. Loving my life. They're so bothered by this little South Side Jamaica queen. And then she went on to go say, I suppose to keep letting these people get money to bully me behind the scenes and not say anything. Yikes. So this is setting up with the same kind of rant. Then she says, right, that's how they've attempted to manipulate me. Stops now. So I think she was going on the same kind of rant there, but something strange happened. What I believe happened is two groups of people, and we're going to get into those two groups of people, got behind her and made this thing go super viral to the point where it made it trend so hard that she got caught up in her own wave. Because to be honest with you, on the internet, on the social media, she has two of the biggest followings behind her right now. And we're going to get into who those followers are a little later. ASAP Atheist said, this is all fake though. When we say fake, what do we mean by that? I mean, we can't throw terms out like that. This is only as real as the Meek Drake beat. See, it can start off contrived. Now we can use that word, contrived, but then these things have a way of taking legs of their own. And Ned says she might be real about not wanting to take it, but at the same time she could be being used. Two things can be true at the same. And that's what we always say, Ned, right? Two things can be true at the same time, right? What's up, Not Yoda? All right, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she went on a rant, and it got away from her. So now let's go back to the tweets, and this just goes to show you. This goes to show you they understand the power of these celebrities. 22 million people is a lot of people on social media, especially when they're as fervent as the following the Barbs. You know what I'm saying? So let's just get into the optics of Joy Ann Reid, and how it appeared to look.
Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is...
Now, see, this is what she was talking about with the tweet. She's flanked by two white men. Let's just keep it real. And it's like, this is the optics. I'm going to explain the optics to you. What it appears to be is they put this black woman up to attack another black woman while they stay silent. Right? So, and I'm going to show you, look at the finger. Look at the finger wagging. We all know. Thank you, deeper. Thank you. See, y'all have to look at it's not, look, y'all have to look at all of the optics. Everything on television is contrived, is organized. So I agree with the point of you were saying it's fake, But when we say fake, that makes people think that they sat down and said, okay, Nikki, you're going to say this, and Joy, you're going to say this. No, things happen and they know how to counteract it. It's about controlling the narrative. But let's go back and let's look at the optics. We heard the lady from the Breakfast Club read it, but now we're going to listen to her in her own words with the visuals.
And people like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter.
Look, she got the pinch. You know that pinched? And I wish my man Grunt was here. Grunt would tell me the nonverbal cues. But look, she got that little pinch hand. And let's let her continue.
For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister.
Our community. Is that what it's called, Mrs. Scamper? The jealous pinch? I'm surprised she didn't do the whole clap while she talking. Let's go.
So you could do better than that. You got that platform. It's
more pointing.
a blessing. It's a blessing that you got that.
How's it a blessing that she got that? No, she's blessed with talent. Okay, I'm gonna say it like this: if we are to believe how they want us to believe that these people got that on hard work alone, then how you gonna say it's a blessing unless she was given that platform because they felt that she was controllable like all other pop stars? You feel what I'm saying? So you can't have it both ways. But let's let her continue.
People listen to you, and they listen to you more than they listen to me. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from, oh my God. As a fan, as a hip hop fan, as somebody who is your fan, I'm so
more pointing.
Sad that you did that. So sad that you did that, sister. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. So, like I said, she wasn't the only one that chimed in for political points. And we gotta move a little bit ahead. We already 30 minutes in. So we want to make sure we get through all of this. All right, so now the right-hand side saw opportunity to weaponize Nicki Minaj for their favor or for their benefit. Enter one Mr. Tucker Carlson.
So Nicki Minaj is a huge rap artist. Not sure there's much overlap between her audience and this one, but our producers assure us she's one of the biggest in the world. 100 million records, assuming records still exist. And she has an opinion on vaccine mandates, which is still technically allowed in this country. So ahead of the Met Gala tonight, she tweeted about it. She's skeptical. She wrote this.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Ahead of the Met Gala that she couldn't go to because she wasn't vaccinated and she didn't want to be vaccinated. And she felt like she didn't have to because she's Nicki. I think she went on a Twitter rant like she's known to do.
Quote, they want you to get vaccinated for the Met. If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. In the meantime, be safe. Wear the mask with 2 strings that grip your face and head, not that loose one, end quote. And then in another tweet, she added this. She said that her cousin in Trinidad, quote, won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now that girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied.
And this is where I had a little apprehension when she came out with this ridiculous story. But nonetheless, the train is on the tracks now. And it's spinning out of control. But let's go to the comments right quick. Somebody said what was that? Somebody said the Congo and Turks and Caicos is not the same community. Yep. They all do dispense misinformation. Somebody said they'll listen to a drunk on Skid Row. Emmanuel said drunk on Skid Row more intensely than Joy Reid. But this is what it is. And the point I'm trying to make is, once this ball of wax got rolling, now you got MAGA and the Barbs behind Nicki. And this thing spent out of control faster than anybody could have thought. When you have that big of two of those, I mean, what Trump got? I think got like 20-something thousand, 45 Savage, I don't want to trigger anybody. 45 Savage got what? About 20-something million followers on Twitter as well. She has 20-something million followers, and there's not a lot of crossover in that. So we're talking about 30, 40 million people behind one person, and then all of the Vaseline skeptics come in and get behind her too. This pushed her into the point of super viral. I think they said she was like the most searched celebrity or most searched female celebrity of 2021. And everybody wanted to get their piece. Everybody wanted to weaponize her in a certain way. But let's continue. I think that's the end of his clip.
Which seems sensible. Big reaction to this. We'll report on that tomorrow.
Right. It's big, very big reaction to this. So once I said, let's go back. Make sure I don't miss any of your comments. Oh, Juliet says there was a story on No Agenda. Shout out to Adam Show. Y'all go check it out. No Agenda, very informative podcast, best podcast in the universe. That a man's testicles turned blue after the Vaseline. Very interesting. So like I said, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I was just skeptical when I heard that story. I mean, I'm like, okay, now she's maybe trying to put on where she's trying to explain herself because she's receiving a little pushback. But yet and still, she has a huge following behind her. Now let's go back to Joy and Reid again. Because she has to, now when you see that, hold on, let's go back to the story. Let's go back to her tweet. So we have here. So Nicki came out with the bomb, and this is what I'm saying about I think it's not contrived. Here we go. Nicki Minaj said, "Lying homophobic coon. I guess I can join in the reindeer games too, right? People can go on TV, lie on me. I can report on them too, right? Doesn't have to be truth. It can be half truths. Uncle Tamana asks who on earth will be trust the US FDA guys, right? So I wish okay. Where's that at? Let me see. Because Joy and Reid had even said in some of her tweets, she doesn't trust the FDA. I think I have it here somewhere. I'm sorry about scrolling too fast. Keep going. Where's it? I think it's on here. I thought it was up here. But anyway, she went on to say that she didn't trust the FDA because it was Trump's vaccine, and and this is a major thing right here, and this is the mind trip for me. 45 Savage and Warp Speed is what brought us this Vaseline. Right? Now all of a sudden, nothing changed. Tomiana, okay. Thank you, Bryson. That's what this is the mind screw right here. Nothing changed in the science, nothing changed in that vial. But all of a sudden you had one side saying, no, I'm not going to take it because 45 Savage brought it to us. And, he wants to kill everybody. All right. One guy goes out, other guy comes in. It's like, now line up. Well, not only did they line up, we need to force them to take it. And if they don't take it, they can't eat. They can't go nowhere. They can't work. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, hold on. Same juice in the same bottles. Two different leaders. Now somebody, make that make sense. Y'all help me make that make sense. Same juice, same bottles, two different leaders. Now it flips. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Doesn't make any sense at all. You even had the VP saying, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it all. I'm not taking it all. And that's the raw thank you. That's like on The Wire. They want it both ways. You can't have it both ways. They want it to be one way, but it's going to be the other way. So, and that's what people are saying. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. That 1 minute, if it's 45 Savage's juice, I'm not taking it. But then if it's not, if you're saying Marlo, exactly. Yep. I might have to dig that clip up. Right, and we're gonna get to the mass hysteria point of it. But let's go back. So now Joy and Reid has been called a coon, and her saying Nicki done pulled her card. Now I want y'all to notice the optics in this next video.
This is the rumor report.
Oh, nope, wrong one. Let me see. That's the wrong one. Okay. This is the point I want to make. So we've seen this play out before. Now, I don't know what's going down with Cash Money, Young Money, but it's turning into MAGA money because we've seen Lil Wayne come out and do the same thing, right? When 45 Savage was trying to get elected, and we saw him shame the same way. So we got to go backwards before we go forward. Now, yeah, Wayne, yeah, So let's get into how they treated Wayne, and what this goes to show you is the shaming, the crowd with the pitchforks and torches. They don't have the same power that they used to. They used to could cancel you, but now they're losing the reins, and I have a theory behind that. Y'all want to hear it? All right, here it go. When they turned off the machine for the Rona, movies, music, entertainment, everything like that, they lost their magic. When they started going from home from Zoom, just like I'm coming from you right now through StreamYard, it showed you these people are not special. They are just like us. So why do we need to listen to them? You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what? Like, hold on. Who are these people? And now they want to turn the machine back on, but they don't have the same influence. And now that they've put all their weight and put all their muscle behind this thing that half the people are not buying into, it's breaking the herd mentality. But let's go and see how Wayne was treated when he had a difference of opinion.
Club.
So listen up.
Well, Lil Wayne appears to be a Donald Trump supporter now. He posted a picture with himself and Donald Trump. Just had a great meeting with Donald Trump. Besides what he's done so far with criminal reform, the Platinum Plan is going to give the community real ownership. He listened to what we had to say today and assured he will and can get it done. So Donald Trump also retweeted that as well.
I'm sure social media lost their mind. Of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
See, social media lost their mind, of course, but it wasn't as expected because people are looking side-eye at the Democrats, especially the black Democrats, quote-unquote black Democrats, saying, hold on, now this man just came and said if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. But now y'all trying to roast Wayne, and I understand Wayne, why Wayne did it. Wayne was trying to keep himself out of prison. So I get why he was... He was very selfish in this manner, which, hey, it is what it is. So let's hear them attack Wayne.
I mean, I saw a lot of people weighing in on what they thought about his support of Donald Trump. And a lot of people also brought up things that Lil Wayne has said in the past. Now, Roland Martin said, let me be clear as possible. Lil Wayne is stupid AF.
Now, look, Lil Wayne, imagine Lil Wayne in Nicki's shoes and Roland Martin in Joy-Ann Reid shoes. And this is why the boule is the boule. They are told, go get him in line. Nicki's out of line. Joy-Ann Reid, go get her in line. Wayne's out of line. Go get him in line. That's the point. Everybody got to be groupthink. Let's continue.
Past. Now, Roland Martin said, let me be clear as possible. Lil Wayne is stupid AF for posting this. His analysis of Trump's platinum plan is stuck on stupid.
And that's what they love to use. You stupid, you're dumb, you're uninformed, you're uneducated, right? And this is what I was touching on WAP 1 and 2. The power struggle or the contention between the educated and the celebrity. That's why I said Megan Thee Stallion is a unicorn in this, no pun intended, because they can put her as be ratchet 1 minute and educate the next. See, they couldn't do that with a Cardi B. Nicki's been phased out. And that goes another reason why Nicki might have went on this rant. You got to understand that. Let me show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something in a minute. Notice, Cardi and Megan have phased out Nicki. She's third. And then the one we won't mention that's walking around here, a man that's pregnant, which I won't mention his name on my platform. He's bumped all of them out of the way. And I'm going to show you proof in a minute. But let's let them finish the shaming ritual of Lil Wayne.
I would hope these other rappers like Killer Mike, Snoop, and T.I. would cuss this fool out for being a dumbass. If I had his number, I would. If Wayne wants to get educated.
Look, and see how Roland Martin tried to activate T.I. against Lil Wayne? That's what they do. They play something. They play each other, play people off of each other. Like, oh, T.I., hey, you need to go say something about Lil Wayne. Putting batteries in people's backs. Let's continue.
About Trump's platinum plan. Don't go on ESPN or Fox Sports. Come on, Roland Martin Unfiltered. Pick a day, Wayne. You clearly haven't read a damn thing in that one-page plan.
Sound like Roland's just trying to book a guest for his show. That's what that sounded like.
I'm sure that he's very passionate and really cares about this as well. Because honestly, I know a lot about the platinum plan from listening to Roland Martin Unfiltered because he's gotten very in depth on it.
Yeah, but don't invite him on your show. Use your platform to just use that moment to be a teachable moment. Like, tell people why the platinum.
Here they go with it's a script. It's a script. Teachable moment. Teachable moment. Teachable moment. We can read just like Roland Martin can read. We can read just like Joy-Ann Reid can read. That's a tough one right there. Who are these people? Like, they can't read. Like, they're gonna sit them down and. Once upon a time, there was a platinum plan written by the Orange Man. And he said he's going to, what the other side had to for us to read. What did the other side have for us to read? Nothing. And that's the point. But they can have a celebrity's brain dead like Cardi B sit up here and talk to presidential hopefuls. And we supposed to take her seriously. Can't string a sentence together. Take her seriously because she's pushing their narrative. But then we have other people, and I'm going to say this right here. Nicki Minaj is not a dummy. She's not a dummy. Now, I have my issues with her, but I mean, being like, having a lack of intelligence is not one of her shortcomings. Because actually, she's a trained actress. And you're right. When you are saying that she's playing a role, right? She is playing a role because she is a trained actress. All this ratchet stuff was just an act. And she actually went to school to be an actress. But I digress. But I'm just showing you, see, that's how they treated Wayne. So what we want to do now is, I don't want to get in that too much because, like I said, we're almost an hour in. And remember, this is a value for value broadcast. This is a value for value channel. I don't take any money from YouTube. So if you want to support, please go. I'm saying it's at the bottom. Support at www.mofundme.com or go to mofactz.com. That's MOEFACTZ.com. And I'm saying you could Cash App, PayPal. There's also, I think there's a link. I didn't post it, but I have a link tree. The same thing is Moe Factz. Please, you know what I'm saying? This is, hey, we have to support. I mean, if you feel it, if you find value in this, please, show value back. Because I do put the hard work in. I do, and I'm not gonna come here and just regurgitate. I'm trying to illustrate what I believe was going on behind the scenes. So with that said, let's go ahead and remove that out the way. Let's stop sharing. Let's go ahead and remove that, and let's go ahead and get into some more video. This is Joy and Reid the next day.
Okay, so yesterday I had a spontaneous reaction to hip-hop star Nicki Minaj.
Spontaneous. And hold on, I'm going to show y'all. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention to her body language. Pay attention to her body language. Pay attention to her attire. She came back with a t-shirt on, trying to humble herself. Her hands clasped together. The curls don't fail. That heat Nicki put on her got her curls falling. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody said that means she's lying. Is that what that means when you clasp your hands together? But wait till she opens her hands. I want y'all to pay attention to her t-shirt.
Tweeting about a friend of a cousin in
Look at this. Jefferson's Cleaners. See, now she's trying to tap into the black side. Like, what's the blackest thing I got in my closet? Oh, let me, the Jefferson Cleaner, moving on up. Let me put that on. All of this is contrived. Notice she don't have no guests, not flanked by no experts, no nothing. And then she comes back and says, oh, this was spontaneous. No. None of this is spontaneous. Your t-shirt is not spontaneous. Your flat curls ain't spontaneous. And your changed demeanor of humbling yourself is not spontaneous. But let's let her speak.
Okay, so yesterday I had a spontaneous reaction to hip-hop star Nicki Minaj tweeting about a friend of a cousin in Trinidad who allegedly had a negative reaction to a COVID vaccine that some folks pointed out sounded kind of like an STD. But I'm not a doctor, so I digress. Essentially, she made public her own vaccine deliberation, which, according to trusted friends, is a better way to describe vaccine hesitancy, which, by the way, is not the same thing as refusal. But by doing so, Nicki also used her social media platform and her 22 million Twitter followers to cast doubt on the vaccine to a heavily black audience.
As she's entitled to. But hold on, didn't she say that she was willing to take it, but she needs to learn more? And notice she just says there's a better word for hesitancy, but notice they didn't use it there. They used it. Tweet sparks debate over vaccine hesitancy. Why don't you use the other word that you said was a better term for it? Right, Judy S. Still throwing shade. And look at the images that they use of her. I'm sure if they wanted to take her seriously, they could have found more serious images of her. But this is what they want to paint her as. Let's continue.
Needless to say, both my comments and her series of infuriated responses went viral. Clearly, Nicki was not amused. But that's okay. I feel like every moment is a teachable moment.
Teachable moment. See, this is more of the same thing. More of the same. Janae said Joy did the same thing back, and that's what we're talking about when she called ADOS black bots or Russian bots, and we did shows about that. Somebody said, "Hey Mo, would you say you have a heavily black audience?" I have a heavily intelligent audience. We're thinkers over here. The Factz family we're thinkers. We don't fall for the okie doke. But let's let her continue on her monologue.
And this might be the one that illustrates on Twitter in public how hard it is for us to talk to each other on these two sides of the get the vax, don't get the vax aisle. There's a lot of frustration.
But why is it binary? See, this is what they want. They want us to be binary. And let me just take a quick moment to explain binary thinking. To program a computer, you need ones and zeros. That's why they want you binary. Yes or no. There's a shade of different grades in between the black and white of yes and no. There's some people saying, you know what? I will take it, but I'm not for forcing other people to take it. Some people says, you know what? I don't want to take it because I had it. I've had the Rona, and I feel my body is, the best protection for me. So there's no need to have additional protection for me. There's a whole wide variety of reasons why people don't want to take it. Religious reasons. Right. And like Paul said, it's the Hegelian dialectic. They want you to be on one side or the other. That way they can control you. Right. And Janae, right. She said it. She says, Nikki literally says she's probably going to still get the vax. And she was pushing for masks. And she was pushing for, whatever else to take care of yourself. But let's let Joy finish.
Frustration and anger among those of us who feel like we've been doing the right things to try to end this damn virus. And those who are just plain not doing the things. And those who are not getting vaccinated are mad at us for excluding them from.
Hold on. Who's mad at who? Listen to this word trick she played right now. I want y'all to, we're gonna take it back a little bit and listen to this word trick that she plays. She says, I'm gonna explain to you what she just said. She says, the unvaseline people are mad at the Vaseline people because they won't let them go anywhere. They have a right to be mad if you say I can't go to work or feed my family or buy groceries or move around freely. And that's a perfect stopping point in here. Just mouth just a moving. Ain't saying nothing though. Somebody said George Jefferson would never get vaxxed. That's a whole fact. Let's go.
Damn virus. And those who are just plain not doing the things. And those who are not getting vaccinated are mad at us for excluding them from our spaces and in some cases from our lives. So there's a lot of anger out there. What disturbs me are those who care nothing about black communities and who are actually hostile to our interests. I'm talking white nationalist, curious Twitter bugs and chatterbugs like Tuckums and Marjorie Greene and Candace Owens, who leapt out to try to scoop up Nikki and put her on their team.
And that's the point. I'm not saying it's a fact, but that's a point. That they did try to use, but this is what they do all the time. Anytime a Republican said they didn't like Donald Trump, they had a whole group of Republicans that were called Never Trumpers. And they had no problem rolling out the red carpet for them to come on their platforms and dump on 45 Savage. So, you know what I'm saying? Turnabout is fair play. And that's why these people aren't taken seriously. Right, zombie. Yeah. And that's what they did to Larry Elder. And I have a whole host of issues with Larry Elder, but that's what they did to Larry Elder. If you don't say what the left wants you to say, you're a white supremacist. They even call him a black white supremacist. Who are these people to say who is black and who ain't black? Who are they? But like I said, if it was a Never Trumper come up there, they would give him, give him all the airtime they wanted to dump on 45 Savage. But when they turn around and Tucker and Candace and Marjorie Greene, you know what I'm saying, these people turn around and try to weaponize, and that's what they did. I'm gonna keep it 100. They weaponized Nicki's narrative, and they put the gasoline behind her, combined with the barbs, and it made it super viral, as they should when you're in a struggle for power. That's what you're supposed to do. On both sides, I don't get mad at either one of them. What I just say is I'm not dumb, so I see through the bull crap. Good point. And like I said, the pictures are so important because they try to make her angry, you know. But let's let George, continue.
Using her vaccine misinformation to try to back up their own phony campaigns, pushing their base to reject the vaccines, while they're probably fully vaccinated themselves. These are the same Republicans and Republican talkers.
And that's the point. Even though they are vaccinated with the Vaseline, they're saying people should have the choice. That's my whole argument about this. Nobody should be forced to do anything they don't want to do, no matter what it is. And we have to be careful about that, because if you're one of those people that don't want to take it, you shouldn't shame other people into taking it, because I'm going to say, or not taking it, because you don't know what people's situations are. If you're the sole breadwinner in your house and you don't have the savings to sustain 2, 4, 6 months, a year, and you're dependent upon your income, because what they're doing now they're saying, well, companies won't even hire somebody. So if you ousted out of one job, it'll be super hard to find another. So you don't know what those people's struggles are. All we need to have room is for choice. And they're always pushing pro-choice. But now all of a sudden they're on the flip side of it. The my body, my choice. Now that goes out the window. Pro-choice, that goes out the window. And what that makes them is disingenuous. But I'll let her continue.
Who've been working overtime to try to put vaccine refusal on black people's shoulders, to try to morph vaccine mandates into some airborne virus version of 1950s segregation, as if they would have opposed segregation if they'd been around back then. It's not only disingenuous, it's also anti-facts. The data is clear that it is Republicans, and more specifically Republicans who listen to Fox News and people like Tuckums and Margie and Candace, who are the majority of those refusing to be vaccinated. Black Americans are overwhelmingly Democrats, and we poll like Democrats when it comes to our willingness to get the vaccine.
Hold on, but wait. Last time I checked, the polls in New York said, when they put the vaccine mandate down, that 2 out of 3 people, black people, were unvaccinated. And the numbers are low. Even in the trials, black people were hesitant to go through the trials, so they don't even know what kind of data. That's the other thing. They don't even know what kind of data or outcomes going to happen. Let me do a quick live dive. Hold on 1 second. Let me look this up. 'Cause I didn't even look this up. 1 second. I had to look this up. Because I remember that. I want to make sure I'm all right, so I'm going to show y'all something, and we're going to come back to her. Where we at? Okay. Let me share this right quick. See, we do the facts over here. You start asking, I don't want you. What it say? Newsday. Minority numbers up in clinical trials for vaccine, but not enough, says expert. So obviously, we didn't participate in the trial, so they don't even have a real number of what will happen when we start taking this in mass, because obviously the vaccine treats different races differently. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? We didn't participate in the trials. We're one of the most hesitant groups there is. But then she want to act like, because you're a Democrat and this is the thing, because you're black, you're Democrat, and because you're Democrat, you're pro-Vaseline. That's the jump that she just did there. Right, Miss Goddess. This is some mess that they pulling out here. What's up, Natasha? She in the house. Is that popcorn? Let me have some. Miguel said 1 out of maybe 7 people in the hood are vax. We understand it, and we talked about it in the last show. Henrietta Lacks, Depo-Vera, just the sheer reluctancy of experimental that happened, in hospital across the, across the United States and the world. Slavery, how they use black people as basically lab rats. When you go look at it, they thought that black people were the most drug-seeking people, and they treated them differently. High tolerance for pain, so they were reluctant to give us pain medicine. These are all facts recorded. If you want to talk about medical facts, these are all medical facts, and then you wonder why we don't want to take that juice or reluctant to. We have no reason to have confidence in the medical industry. But with that said, if you want to take it, have at it. I'm not going to shame you. That's your choice. I'm sure you have a valid reason for it, saying, hey, I have comorbidities, I have elderly people in the house, blah, 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 blah. That's your choice, and I support your choice. But at the same time, people should support choices on both sides. But let's get back to Joy-Ann Reid.
So we are not the problem. But that said, Nikki's tweets point out a very real thing. There is still a lot of vaccine hesitancy among black folks.
I wonder why. Because y'all try to sweep it up in the rug. Oh, Tuskegee, that was a long time ago. Sweet. What about Depo-Vera? Which is nothing but a baby fat Vaseline. That's all it was. A baby Vaseline, that's it. Let me jab you with this so you can't have no kids. And then we bought and took it to say, oh, I'm going to take so I can get thick, girl. Hey, I know what time it was. Let me get that shot so I can get thick. What about every other day you see commercials on television? If you or your family have taken this or that or used this product, please call this number so a lawyer can get some money for you. Class action suit. Come on now. Knock it off.
Everything from just being reluctant or fear of potential side effects, all the way up to conspiracy theories about the vaccines that are causing people to refuse to take them or just...
Conspiracy theory. They love saying that conspiracy theory. What conspiracy theory? Every time I went and saw something that said it was a conspiracy theory, there's always a nugget or a grain of truth to it. Now, people might, put sauce on it or whatever else, but there is some grain of truth there most times. Most, not all, but most.
Delay. And that needs to be addressed. Let's be clear. There are good, solid reasons for black people to have these doubts. Our history in this country when it comes to the medical and medical research establishments are not good.
So why are you shaming them then? You sit here and say out of your mouth, but see, when you had your paymasters to the left and right of you, you had a whole different tone, pointing your finger that you can talk down to Nikki put that heat on you. And she flamed you out, and now you look like a flaming hypocrite. And this is what we have to do. We have to push back on these people. And I'm not just talking about the Vaseline. I'm saying anytime somebody try to shame you into thinking one way or, make you feel guilty for, taking your own, having your own thoughts, even if it's counter to narrative or counter to studies, you have a right to do what you want to do. Ain't that what they tell us? You have a right to be what you want to be. You can be 9 different pronouns. You could be 9 different pronouns. That's fine. But we have a justified hesitancy and being skeptical of a system that has not been good or fair to us, and now all of a sudden it's a problem.
And when we had a sociopath president in office who was manipulating the CDC and the FDA, pushing for a quickie vaccine by election day so that he could assure his own reelection, you could count me among the hesitant.
Ain't this the same quickie Vaseline? This lady is crazy. She's batshit crazy. This is the same Vaseline and the same vials that were packed up, shipped out. Now all of a sudden it's, Oh, Cool Hand Jordan came through. Oh, everything gonna be all right, Joy. Hey, if you don't take the jab, you ain't black. You don't take the jab, you ain't black, Joy. So now she line up. What that lady say? I'm rolling up my arms. I don't care what's in it. I ain't looking up the ingredients. Just jab me. Are you kidding me? Nothing's changed. Nothing. Hold on one second. Somebody said I missed the point. Let me go back up there. Somebody said you missed the point. You don't get the VidVac for your health. You get it to get. Oh yeah, no. I get the point. I understand. I got it. I understand. What I'm just saying is, if we're talking about being objective, her story holds no water at all. Period. Zero. No, Jay. No. Jay. She hasn't taken it yet, but she says she's willing to once she learns more about it. But let's let her continue.
Trump nearly broke the once trusted CDC and the FDA to the point where you couldn't be sure that you were hearing from the scientists and not just the political hacks when either agency spoke. And so,
listen what she talking about. Almost broke. Now you just said you wasn't gonna take it. She said, I mean, will anyone at all ever fully trust the CDC Gov again? And who on God earth would trust a Vaseline approved by the US FDA? How do we get a Vaseline distribute after this broken Trumpist nonsense has affected everything, even if Biden wins? She said it herself. That's what I'm saying. They think you're stupid. They think you are dumb because they put it up on the screen, what she just said while she's doing this spin narrative, and you're supposed to believe her spin instead of her actual words, what she said at the real time. I don't trust none of them. Let's let her finish, because a lot of people don't trust none of them, including 45 Savage. But let's go.
yeah, people like me were real hesitant. But luckily, there have been doctors and scientists who could reassure those of us who.
But luckily, the good white folks came in. Those good old northern abolitionists came in, and they freed us from my vaccine hesitancy. Thank Lord. Thank Lord for these good CDC and FDA people. They reestablished my trust in the system. Thank you. Thank you. Man, if you don't knock it off.
were willing to be reassured that the vaccines, once they came out months later, were indeed safe and had been produced without.
Months later? They came a day after. We heard it on the last show. If you didn't hear it, go listen to it. They sold us a lemon. I think they came out. They came out a day later after and said, oh, yeah, we got a vax now. The same they did in California. The gubernatorial race was going on. Nothing. Soon as it was over, yep, we're going to mandate it. You got to be kidding me.
Any Trumpist input, whether or not they came through the unfortunately named Operation Warp Speed. We didn't have to do our own research because we could literally talk with the black woman, Dr. Kismakia Corbett, who.
Oh, Kizzy. Oh, you mean Kizzy, the one that had the self-hating, black-hating tweets that they tried to cover up, and that's why they had she was a burnt asset? The same one was doing all that funky business down in North Carolina, my home state, and they had to run it out of the state because they were saying the stuff was getting free. That Kizzy? Don't play with me. Hold on. See, y'all, well, I'm trying to tell you. We're going to go there tonight. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on one sec. Y'all bear with me. Y'all hold on 1 second. 1 second. Wait 1 second. Wait, now watch this, y'all. Watch this. This is the Dr. Kids they want us to, This is when they want us to trust. Some has gone as far to call it genocide. I plead the fifth. That's the Dr. Kizzy. That's the one. And then she went on to say, somebody said, so we can just dismiss anything white men are involved in because they are intrinsically malevolent. Come on now. No, absolutely not. White men are not to be dismissed, but the system that they ancestors or current curated are. This is the Dr. Kizzy we posted, you know what I'm saying? This is one we post to trust. Past pasting this thread here because it's appropriate. Black people are not dying more because of their behaviors. That is just a cop out to adjust accountability. This is Dr. Kids they want us to follow. Man, if you don't get out of here with that bull crap.
Developed the Moderna vaccine, or with doctors on this very show who personally treat COVID patients and could assure us that the vaccines were safe. That's why I got vaccinated months ago, and my immediate family got vaccinated. And yes, I talked to my doctor. Something that, by the way, lots of black folks who live in red southern states that have refused.
Hold on, and this is another point. Ain't it a Democrat talking point? And like I said, I ain't left or right. I ain't voting for nobody. Ain't got nothing tangible for me or reparations. So if you can miss me with that. But ain't it the same left that tell us that we have the highest, black people have the highest infant mortality rate? Ain't that the same medical system? Y'all let me know. Now, I want to side their mouth. They say we have the highest infant mortality rate with this medical system we supposed to trust, and that's a talking point of theirs. Hold on one second. Let's look at. No, we going. No. We doing this all live. We doing it all live tonight. Cause see, nah, you ain't playing with my people. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. One second. We going all the way in tonight. Hold on one second. What did it say right there? What did I say right there? The Washington Post. Mortality rate for black babies is cut dramatically when black doctors care for them after birth, researcher says. So hold on. Ain't this the same medical system that we supposed to trust? This ain't the B word. This ain't no violence. This is taking their talking points and turning it around back on them and ask questions. Please answer me this. So are we only to trust the black doctors that say it or what? I'm trying help me. I'm dumb. Obviously I'm dumb. And y'all are too. So please make this make sense.
To expand Medicaid cannot do because they don't have a doctor or regular contact with the medical establishment in their states until they get sick. Cannot do because they don't have a doctor. COVID patients.
Let's rewind this back. So she's going to try to appeal to the same white nationalists, racist, KKK members that she was just talking down to. Now she's going to try to appeal to them. Now listen.
And could assure us that the vaccines were safe. That's why I got vaccinated months ago, and my immediate family got vaccinated. And yes, I talked to my doctor. Something that, by the way, lots of black folks who live in red southern states that have refused to expand Medicaid cannot do because they don't have a doctor or regular contact with the medical establishment in their states until they get sick. Vaccine hesitancy in the black community is a real and pressing issue. It's not something to fight about on Twitter. It's something to talk about.
But ain't she the one that took shots at Nikki first on Twitter? She could have just DM'd her and like, hey, sis, you know what I'm saying? I think you out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. I got some people I want to talk to. No, she tried to get brownie points and pats in the back for those white liberal racists. Yeah, I said it. Those white liberal racists, the same ones that call black men Kanye, the same ones that go and throw eggs at Larry Elders. Like I said, I don't care what your politics is. A man deserves to be respected as a man, regardless. But these kind of black people like this right here on this screen allow white people that they agree with politically to treat black people they disagree with politically like trash. I'm going to say that again. Black people like the one on this screen right here allow white people that they agree with politically to treat black people that they disagree with politically like trash. And they create the lynch mobs, and they're the same ones that will hold the rope while you strung up in a tree just so they can get a buttery biscuit. That's why I had no respect for her. That's why she went out and said, oh, they got to be Russian bots if they asking for reparations or they asking for something in return for their vote. Hold on. Whoa. JS said you voted for Trump. I ain't vote for nobody. Because guess what? Trump was pushing the Jews too. See, that's why y'all get caught up in that paradigm. Y'all get caught up in that dialect, and I'm gonna show you what's really up. Hold on. We gotta go. We gotta roll. Cause we only got a little bit of time left. Let's go here. But see, this how Fox like to weaponize. I'm calling out both sides. This how Fox like to weaponize, you know what I'm saying, a person like Nicki Minaj for their benefit. See, these are political pawns, but let me show you how it works.
Has decided he's going to go after Republican governors, accusing them of trying to undermine his vaccine mandate, which will entail force businesses with more than 100 employees to require their own short-staffed people to get the shot or undergo weekly COVID testing, but also keep an eye at the door to make sure everybody coming through has a Vax card. That's how it's rolling out in New York. We'll see if it spreads from here. The president claims Republicans are the issue, but a Quinnipiac poll finds 51% of Americans disapprove of his mandate. Some in the mainstream.
So it's equally divided here. Equally divided. But now watch how they try to politicize this. See, because I called it out on both sides. And see, JS, you said how politicians, puppet makers, you got to wonder. See what I'm saying? Look, obviously you don't listen to the show or you ain't been listening to the channel because I call out both sides equally. It's just that one side expects me to act a certain way because they are my skin color. And that irks me. That's why I come at them more. They think I'm obligated, just like Joe Biden thought we were obligated to vote for him because of our skin color.
Media are reporting and following President Biden's lead with this us versus them approach. Take a look.
I think we have to stop coddling people when it comes to this and the vaccine, saying, oh, you can't shame them. You can't call them stupid. You can't call them silly. Yes, they are. The people who aided and abetted Trump are stupid because they believed his big lie. The people who are not getting vaccinated.
More stupid talk. And now, hold on. I'm going to tell y'all why this stupid thing triggers with me. If anybody remembers the old definition of the N-word, because then they changed that too, just like they changed a whole host of information, definitions for words. Yeah, Donald J. Lemon, yep, a.k.a. Evil Eyes. The old N-word used to be ignorant, lazy, and shiftless. So it's a trigger for me anytime anybody calls me dumb or ignorant. Press 1 if anybody remembers the old definition for the N-word. Because they done changed it now. Now it's just a racial term against a racist term against black people. But no, the one we grew up under was ignorant, shiftless, and lazy. That's why when you would call a black person lazy or ignorant, that ain't no microaggression. That is a hardcore trigger. But let's let Donald J. Lemon continue. But see, he doing the same thing that Joy Ann Reid is doing. he got a hand up his rear end puppeting to him.
Take a look.
I think we have to stop coddling people when it comes to this and the vaccine, saying, oh, you can't shame them. You can't call them stupid. You can't call them silly. Yes, they are. The people who aided and abetted Trump are stupid because they believed his big lie. The people who are not getting vaccines, who are believing the lies on the internet instead of science, it's time to start shaming them. What else?
You see how they try to conflate the two things? The people that supported Trump, the people that are anti-vax. It's anti-vax across the whole political spectrum. And then there's people that are vax hesitant. There's people that are vax, like I said, pro natural immunity if you already had it. There's a bunch of different, like I said, it's a spectrum. But no, they want to put you in the bucket if you're with vax hesitancy, then you're a red hat wearing MAGA person.
Or leave them behind. Because they are keeping the majority of Americans behind.
You want to leave black and brown people behind too there, Don Lemon? Because they also make up a healthy percentage of those people who have decided that right now they're going to remain unvaccinated. The hypocrisy here. My other favorite word starts with H2. Anyway, I'm not going to say that on Morgan.
Well, so much to unpack here. My mind.
Hold on, let me jump to the end right here, because the dude gonna say a lot. He gonna say, where is he at? Where is he at? I think he's right here. Let's go.
You don't have to then talk about those people who look like Don Lemon, Joy Reid, and myself. And look, I don't want to oversell it. It is what it is. We paid the highest price, 57% at one point of the hospitalizations and deaths, people of color. And so we know that we were vulnerable to this disease. And rather than reach out and try and help, it's a further division.
Somebody said, what's Vaseline? That's the code word for the jab.
In this country. And you don't have to know how anybody votes to know that they have their own separate ideas about being vaccinated or not. You can reach them on an idea basis. They're intelligent.
Well, look, this is one of the biggest and I think one of the sickest political moves that I have seen in my lifetime.
It's cruel.
The Democratic Party and the White House understand they need a wedge issue right now to divide 100%. The country on purpose. And let me remind Don Lemon, we're not anti-vax conservatives. We're the ones that came up with the damn vaccine.
There it is. Bam. They're the ones that came up with it. The conservatives. He out of his mouth. That's what he says.
The ones that did Operation Warp Speed.
Operation Warp Speed. Let's give you something that we just cooked up as fast as possible. And you think you're going to put that in me or mines? You got to be crazy.
Donald Trump is the one that moved this forward, and you guys were on TV going, I'm not taking a Trump vaccine. So I'm sorry, I don't buy it there. But let's go back to this White House decision. They decided we have a...
Okay, I want to hear that part, and there's one more part I want to hear right here. It's at the end right here.
Condemn the unvaccinated. We have here Don Lemon calling unvaccinated stupid. Those are fellow Americans with legitimate questions, as we talked about yesterday.
He said, oh, I thought you were smarter than we thought. No one's trying to reach these people, and they're not. We don't know how all of them vote.
Right.
These people.
What I was going to say was that it flows from the top. So, for example, the fact that the commander-in-chief invited a celebrity who had questions about the vaccine to come to the White House to engage with her, to share information with her, absolutely that's how that should happen. But instead, the rest of our fellow...
So, I'm going to show you how it worked right here. Now, watch this.
Is doing so well. India is being decimated right now.
I forgot to say, trigger warning, 45 Savage, trigger warning.
India is doing so well. India is being decimated right now. We did a great job on that. The ventilators, the equipment that we got, the cupboards were all bare, everything that we did. And then we developed a vaccine, 3 vaccines in 3 months, in 9 months. And actually, I'll tell you, it was 3 days less. 3 days less than 9 months, and it's great. And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do. You got to do what you have to do. But I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. But No, that's okay. That's all right. You got your freedoms, but I happen to take.
You see what that's people. That is power. That is power. That's how we need to do our supposed alleged leaders. When somebody sit here and say something you don't like, you don't go along with it. They quick say boo, boo, hiss, hiss. You know what I'm saying? And then he had the quick change like, my bad. I'm sorry. That's power. That's power to people. And that's what I'm saying. That is the people that's behind, that put their energy behind Nicki combined with the Barbs. And you know what I'm saying? And that's how this thing went down. So this go to show you how much pressure she put on there. Hold on, let me clear my rack off right quick. See, that's how politics is supposed to work. The politician is supposed to bend to the people. You say something we don't like. Yeah. You say something we don't like, we supposed to shout you down. Like, no. We ain't rocking with that. But see, this thing was so real that they had to come out and get officials in I think in Trinidad to shoot down the claims.
The reasons we could not respond yesterday in real time to
what I tell y'all pay attention to, look at that peace sign back there. And for my people that know what's up with the peace sign, y'all know what time it is.
Miss Minaj, is that we had to check and make sure that what she was claiming was either true or false. And unfortunately, we wasted so much time yesterday running down this false claim. It is, as far as we know, at this point in time, there has been no such reported either side effect or adverse event.
All right, now listen to what he said closely, because we probably slipped past y'all. And D Snow, you're right. They are not leaders. They're our representatives, and if they don't know, and if they don't do what we want, we're supposed to vote them out. That's correct. That's exactly right. But even with leaders or whatever else, I mean, if you want to say leaders, representative, whatever, if somebody's representing you and you don't like it, push back. But I want y'all to listen to what he said, because what they purported he said, and this is the same thing they did with Cosby. What he said and what the media reported he said are two different things. They said, well, the Trinidad official came out and said Nicki Minaj is lying. That's not what he said. Let's listen again. It's only 32 seconds. Listen to what he said again. I'm gonna break it down what he said.
One of the reasons we could not respond yesterday in real time to Miss Minaj.
24 hours. That's all they took. Now, keep in mind, they only looked for 24 hours.
Is that we had to check and make sure that what she was claiming was either true or false.
So they did a 24-hour check. That's it.
And unfortunately, we wasted so much time yesterday running down this false.
Wasted so much time. 24 hours is so much time.
False claim. It is, as far as we know.
As far as we know. That's not saying we have confirmed. As far as we know. There's a difference. And there's a reason why most politicians and things of that nature are lawyers, because they're very careful and very precise with their words. Notice he said, as far as we know.
At this point in time, there has been no such reported either side effect or adverse event.
Now, I'm going to play this back one more time so you can hear what he says. He says, as far as we know, at this time, he never said, we can confirm without any doubt there's been no case. That's a concise and a sure statement. That's not what he said. Let's hear it one more time.
Running down this false claim. It is, as far as we know, at this point in time, there has been no such reported either side effect or adverse event. And what was sad about this is that it wasted our time yesterday trying to track down, because we take all these claims seriously.
You don't take all claims seriously. You take a claim of a person that has 22 million followers seriously. That has probably another 10 to 20 million followers that are MAGA supporters seriously. If I would have got on there and said it, you wouldn't have went. See, that's why they talk bull crap. Thank you. Thank you, Raul. Bull crap. They don't take all claims seriously. They take claims of people that have almost 30 million people behind them, roughly, seriously. And I'm going to show you how the media ran with what he says and took it for gospel. Now watch this.
People like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. You got that platform. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you got that people listen to you. And they listen to you more than they listen to me. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from, oh my God, as a fan, as a hip hop fan, as somebody who was your fan, I'm so sad that you did that.
And fan is short for fanatic, if people didn't know that.
Hi again, everyone. It's 5 o'clock in New York. That was our friend and colleague Joy Reid last night calling out vaccine disinformation being spread by the popular, iconic recording artist Nicki Minaj.
Now watch this. This white lady ain't got the privilege to question Nicki. So watch who she gets to do it.
Because when we know that 1 in 4 hospitals in the United States right now are reporting that 95% of their ICU beds are full. When we know that the 3 vaccines in use in this country are collectively 86% effective at preventing any hospitalization at all from COVID. When we know that you're 11 times more likely to die from COVID if you get it and you are unvaccinated. When you know all that, when an iconic performer like Nicki Minaj...
Iconic performer. See, now they had it. Now they got to back up because they know Nicki flaming them. What's up, Bobby? How you doing? That's what Bobby said. He said, what makes this stupid is the fact that people who are vaxxed are dying from it and are known to actually catch the virus as well. Right. And that's what she said about Drake. Drake had allegedly, let me say this, Drake allegedly had the Vaseline and he caught it. So, let's continue.
Raises doubts about the safety of the vaccine that could save you from dying. The statements have to be challenged no matter who says them. Minaj tweeted about last night's Met Gala because attendees were required to be vaccinated. She said if she gets vaccinated, it will be, quote, after she's done enough research. She then tweeted an unproven claim about a specific vaccine side effect with an anecdotal account from her cousin's friend about swelling. Minaj is an extremely popular celebrity. Her words have a lot of weight. You heard it there from Joy, 22 million followers. So spreading disinformation about something that is proven to save lives is alarming, potentially dangerous. The proof of just how dangerous her comments were? Look no further than this on Fox News. Tucker Carlson, who has touted conspiracy theories and lies about vaccines for many, many months, made sure to prominently highlight Minaj's tweets on his program last night.
Let me show you how this works. Let me show you how this works. 1 second. Because I saw this pop up on my Twitter feed, and I had to say something about it. Where is it? Where is that? Let me share it. All right, let me share this right quick. That's a tweet right here. Look what it say. Black Twitter watching Nicki let MAGA, the people that normally hate her, put a battery in her back to drag Joy and Reid and now Don Lemon. And look, they got black men crying. Why two things can't be true though? Right, Bobby. This is a shaming ritual as well. I mean, like I said, we don't know how it's gonna play all the way out. I'm just telling you what, as of right now, what's playing out before us and how we need to probably view it. But let's go back to the clip.
With the Chiron for the H's. It brings us to another right-wing purveyor of COVID disinformation, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis, who has banned mask mandates in Florida schools, even as children in Florida and teachers in Florida are getting sick, even dying. Yesterday did not use his platform to correct disinformation about vaccines at his own press conference. He stood there quietly for once as a city employee stated incorrectly that the vaccine changes a person's RNA. And now the governor's threatening local governments that impose vaccine mandates. NBC News reports, quote, DeSantis said Monday that his state would fine the local government $5,000 for each employee that is forced to get a vaccine in order to continue to work. The threat stems from a law DeSantis signed in May that bans governmental entities in Florida from requiring proof of vaccination or post-infection recovery to gain access to, entry upon, or service from their operations. According to his office, the state will start enforcing this law Thursday.
But hold on. Now they say if you don't take it, you want people to die. But they don't want you to work or eat. So if you don't work, can't feed yourself, you're going to die eventually. So what's the difference here? Somebody help me understand this.
The immense politicization of something we know protects people from dying is worrying the medical community. Washington Post reports this, quote, Republicans' sweeping denunciations of President Biden's plan to force more people to get vaccinated against the coronavirus are raising concerns among public health experts that this heated criticism could help fuel a broader rejection of other vaccine requirements, including those put in place by schools and the military, as the issue of inoculations becomes increasingly political. Spreaders of disinformation standing in the way of saving and protecting American lives is where we start this hour with some of our favorite reporters and friends. Yamiche Alcindor's here, White House correspondent.
Look at the inverse. Now you had a white man flanked by two black women. I told you y'all had to pay attention to everything so the truth will reveal itself. Before it was a black woman flanked by two white men. That didn't go over well. Nicki flamed them, so they said, wait. Now, hold on. We can't make the same mistake again. Let's take a black white man and flank it by two black women.
Correspondent for PBS NewsHour, moderator of Washington Week. Also joining us, Charlie Sykes, who was, should we say, in the room where it happened, editor-at-large for The Bulwark. And Dr. Uche Blackstock is here, founder and CEO of Advancing Health. Lucky for us, all three MSNBC contributors. Dr. Blackstock, I start with you. I saw my colleague, Joy Reid, saw the tweets. There's now a Boris Johnson tangent that we're not going to follow out the window. But I wonder if you can just speak to the damage that someone iconic like Nicki Minaj does by tweeting something like what she tweeted.
Right. And so, the issue is that she has this very large platform. She is influential. We have a celebrity worship culture. And while
we have a celebrity worship culture, which that's why one side is so focused on harnessing all the power of the celebrities to influence the people that they want to have power over. That's why they have a Cardi B talk to both Democratic presidential candidates, Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. That's why they have a Megan Thee Stallion sit down with a Maxine Waters, because they understand if we control the celebrities, then we control the masses, because the masses worship the celebrities. And this is no different than And this is no different than in past times. If you pay attention, the Joker or the gesture or the clown is the highest card in the deck. Not the king, not the queen, not the ace. It's the Joker. Because the Joker can tell people the truths in a certain way that's digestible, and it's a hard truth, but they'll laugh about it and they'll just accept it. But let's let her continue.
I don't think her intent was malicious at all. She has to be incredibly careful.
Once again, look at the picture they use of her.
About putting out inaccurate information about.
Look at the picture they use of her. Looking unstable.
COVID and COVID vaccine, especially in this time where we're having such difficulty vaccinating the other half of the U.S. population, that even, a tweet about her cousin's friends becoming impotent with the vaccine can cause significant harm, but it's completely unfounded. But we have people who would rather listen to a celebrity than listen to medical and public health professionals. And that's where we run into a serious problem.
But that's the system y'all set up. Y'all set up the system where y'all put the celebrities on the platform. Because before, you weren't pushing logic and reason and scientific method. It was all about follow the celebrities. Follow what makes you feel good. Follow what you enjoy, these things. Now, all of a sudden, y'all want to do a 180 degrees and say, oh, we're going to go back to science. Trust the science. Believe the science. It don't work like that. Right. And that's what I said. It's so contrived. Her vocal fries contrived. The natural hair is contrived. They only have really, they won't even let, black women on television now that don't have natural hair in these sectors. Because it's like, oh, I'm real, so I have natural hair. See, it goes both ways.
And I was looking on, any sort of drug ad has all those side effects. Is impotence or swelling listed as a side effect of any of the 3 vaccines in use in the United States?
Hold on, let me say something right quick, because Steve D said it a couple times. Steve D, it don't matter who's behind it all. It's a matter of how their tactics affect us. It's not the who, it's the how. It's not the who. Don't worry about the who. Of course you could pay attention to the who, but notice who is trying to inspire you to think a certain way. And that's what you had to question, the why. And then you had to ask another why, and then another why, and another why. It's the thing that I learned. I'm a quality engineer by trade, and it's called the 5 whys when you're going to get to the root cause of a problem. So ask, why is that person doing this? Why is that person doing that? Why is that person doing that? And you work your way backwards. And then you'll find the answer to your question.
States of America.
Nicole, no. And this is the problem. I think that we can do a better job. The CDC can do a better job with communicating health information to the public. I think this is an area that has needed a lot of work, especially since the beginning and even probably before the pandemic. But it should be clear to people, we have enough data now showing that the vaccine does not influence fertility of anyone, men, women, people. It does.
Hold on. She just said vaccine don't influence the fertility of any people. I'm not going to comment on that, but, do your own research.
Doesn't. And what we know is that COVID, the virus itself and the disease it causes is more likely to cause impotence and more likely to harm pregnant people. And so that's where we need to be clear of the effects of the virus are much more harmful than the effects of the vaccine. But apparently we have not been able to communicate that clearly to a large segment of the population.
I wish that.
I'm dumb, but last time I checked, aren't they giving us the live virus in the vaccine? I'm dumb. Like I said, I'm dumb. I don't know. I'm asking questions. I got more questions than answers. I'm just asking.
You could get on the phone with Nicki Minaj's friend's cousin's fiance or whoever it was and tell him that, because it seemed like he was bummed, and then Nicki Minaj isn't getting vaccinated because of it. Would you be willing to talk to her or anybody else, Dr. Black?
Absolutely.
That's that boule phone. That's how the boule phone works. Y'all just see it play out itself. And that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to take away from that clip. You see it. Will you be willing to get on the phone with them and educate them? Right, exactly. Come on now. Where we at? Where we at on time? Okay, we got a little bit more time. I don't want to hold y'all too long. Y'all all right? Y'all everybody good? Once again, before we continue on, I want to remind everybody this is a Value for Value broadcast. I don't take money from YouTube. This is funded by the people, for the people. So please, if you find value in the show or any of the shows I'm part of, please show value back at moefactz.com. That's MOEFACTZ.com or MoFundMe. You also can find me on my link tree, Moe Factz. So but you see how that plays out. Now let's continue on. Where we stop at? Okay, so here we go. Speaking of the boule phone, the call.
What? Thanks, Jen. I want to ask you about some recent vaccine misinformation that's been out there and ask you to clarify. There seems to be a difference of opinion between Nicki Minaj and the White House about what she was invited to do. Did the White House extend an invitation to Nicki Minaj to come here?
Well, first, we don't see this as a point of tension or disagreement. I want you all to know that we engage all the time with people who have big public platforms or profiles. Some of them we talk about, some of them are here, some of them you don't even know about because they're just looking for questions to be answered. We offered a call with Nicki Minaj and one of our doctors to answer questions she had about the safety and effectiveness of the vaccine. This is pretty standard and something we do all the time. It was a very early stage call at a staff level, staff to staff, and we weren't even at the point of discussing, or we're not even at the point of discussing, I should say at this point, the mechanisms or the format or anything along those lines. It was simply an offer to have a conversation and an early stage call.
And do you think that's going to happen?
We'll see. I don't have anything to predict for you.
There go that boule call. Y'all heard it for yourself. Hopefully we can get her on a call so we can educate her. Y'all think that boule phone, that's why I said it's different boule phones. It's different levels to that phone, boy. You say certain people, hey, trust me.
What kind of responsibility do you think someone like Nicki Minaj has, someone with a really big platform, when it comes to talking about the vaccine?
Well, our hope is that anyone who has a big platform is going to project accurate information about the effectiveness of the vaccine, the safety of the vaccine, and the availability of the vaccine. At the same time, and both can be true, we also recognize that people have questions out there. They have questions they want to have answered by their doctors. We have doctors who can answer questions. And this is something, again, in our outreach to celebrities, it follows a pretty standard process. We, officials who are working on these issues and engage in regular conversations, offer to answer questions, offer to do that privately sometimes. Sometimes it's done publicly. And I would say that if we believed that everybody who had skepticism about the vaccine wasn't someone we should engage with or talk to, we wouldn't have made the progress we've made. I mean, remember back in December, only 33% of the American people were open to getting
33.
Vaccinated. Now more than 75% have had at least one shot.
Hold on. So, whoa. Where's these numbers coming from? Because they were just saying 49, 51. I keep hearing half is, half ain't. And then here she come with the 70%. No, that's why I said none of this shit makes sense. Excuse my language. But none of these numbers make sense. None of this rhetoric makes sense. And then you wonder why people are so confused. And like I said, I don't know nothing. Let's be clear. I don't know because I haven't I know what I know. I ain't taking it. Period. So I have no even reason to get into the weeds of the science. I'm not taking it. I appreciate that, Miguel. Appreciate that, brother. Yeah, 33 is the magic number. She just threw that out there right quick. But like I said, I'm done with her, and we saw her lie so many times. It's crazy. I mean, like, it's so crazy. And let me say something else. The gaslighting and the lying is also part of it. They lie to get you frustrated. They lie to get you triggered and get you off of your rational mind. So don't ever be surprised at them lying, because that's just another tactic. So what you had to do is like roll off your back like water. I'm saying off a duck's back. Don't get too engaged with it. What Nan say? Nan say, we hear what you say. We engage with it. So therefore I trust in your with your security of your health. Yeah, so like I said, don't engage in the line. But take away from it what you can. Eat the meat, leave the bones. And like I said, we pay attention to this only because it makes us sharper. All right, so I'm done with that. Let's see if I got some more clips here. Just a few more. All right, so now, now we got to get to the real force. It's not Nicki. It's not 45 Savage. It's the groups behind them. Case in point, King of the Barbs. And before the King of the Barbs start talking, I want you to show you how music had played a part on the regression of the mind of the adult.
It's time for Ask Wendy. Everybody have a seat except for you. Come on out. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay. What's your name? Where you from? What do you do?
My name is Mildred. I'm from Philly. I'm a working tech support. And who you doing, Miss?
How you doing, Mildred?
I'm good, love. Okay.
Okay.
Girl. So my ex and I broke up a month ago.
Ex-husband?
Boyfriend. No, boyfriend.
How long were you together?
Just over a year.
Okay, do you have children?
No.
Okay.
We slept together a week ago. Now he, mind your business. Now he kind of trying to reconcile, but I want to be a hoe for at least 6 months.
She want to be a what? Did y'all hear that? That's what I'm saying. This is the power of the music. This whole culture, this was birthed out of the music of a Nicki Minaj, of a Cardi B, of a Megan Thee Stallion, of a Little Kim, of a, you see what I'm saying? That's why I didn't clip this. I let this play to show you. This is the mentality. And wait till you hear how old she is. Talking like this. Right? Look. Yep. Watch this. Now I'm gonna rewind it back for a little bit so she can get into it one more time.
Good, love. Okay.
Okay.
Girl. So my ex and I broke up a month ago.
Ex-husband?
Boyfriend. No, boyfriend.
How long were you together?
Just over a year.
Okay, do you have children?
No.
Okay.
We slept together a week ago. Now.
Look how fast she said you got children. No. Like, that's the worst thing in the world.
Now mind your business. Now he kind of trying to reconcile, but I want to be a hoe for at least 6 months. But I still want to sleep with him, right? I feel like keep the body count low, no new penises. It's familiar, it's safe, it's convenient, and most of all, it's still good.
She want to be a hoe, but keep the body count low. I'm confusion. Somebody help me out with this.
Can I sleep with my ex and, until I find somebody new?
I'm scared to tell you no. Well, no, I'm playing. Here's the deal. Okay. You are a woman who apparently you know what you want.
Obviously, she don't know what she want because she want to be a hoe but keep her body count low. You can't hoe and keep your body count low. Somebody put that on a t-shirt.
Remember, a high body count makes men look at you crazy.
Yeah.
We can't play.
Now look, she and shouts out to Wendy. I know she's going through some struggles right now. But notice when she hit with that truth bomb, watch her face once again. Watch this. When she hit it with the truth about having a high body count. And I ain't judging nobody here, but the facts is the facts.
Here's the deal. Okay. You are a woman who apparently you know what you want. Remember, a high body count makes men look at you crazy.
Yeah.
Watch your face.
We can't play the game that they play.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And remember that disease is real.
Yes.
Now, these are the same people keep her body count low. She want to run around here and hoe. And like I said, this is springs from the arrested development that we have in society. Right, boss. And she got the nerve to be wearing the crown, but that's what they think. They all think they're goddesses, and you know, and to be worshipped. But let's let her continue.
Remember that we as women are still soft and pink. Yes. And you keep.
Let's go.
And you keep.
But no, I'm not in love.
How old are you again?
Yeah, I thought it froze up.
Yeah, it's time to grow up. Just a bit. Like, you were with him for under a year.
A little over a year.
Oh, a little over a year. You slept with him a week ago, and there's nothing.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop. Press 1 if y'all the sound in the Are we good now? Press 1. Ah, crap. Okay, we good? Okay. All right, let's run it back from here.
My body count makes men look at you crazy.
Yeah.
We can't play the game that they play.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately. And remember that disease is real.
Yes.
Remember that we as women are still soft and pink.
Yes.
You keep body counting him, and you're gonna fall with him.
No, I'm not. I'm honest. No, I love him dearly, but no, I'm not in love.
How old are you again?
34.
Yeah, it's time to grow up. Just a bit. Like, you were with him for under a year.
And look, Wendy had a soft foot shoe with her. Just a bit. No, you're a 34-year-old adult. Time to grow up.
A little over a year.
A little over a year ago, and there's nothing wrong with that. Are you concentrating? No. You want to be out here, and you want to be.
I want to date. I don't want to sleep with everybody, but I want to date.
That's okay. Dating is really fun, but just don't go back to him because you didn't. There's. So date fresh, okay?
Okay.
All right, Mildred. Whoa.
Yeah, right. She acts like a kid, and that's what I'm saying. It's a reason why, and I'm gonna show you how politics reflect real life. This is why they made it where you had to have your kids on your insurance to 27. I'm gonna say that again. This is the reason why they make you have your kids on your insurance to 27. We are dealing with a serious case of arrested development and extended adolescence. Right. Thank you. But with that said, that's just a small aside. Let's get to the Barb's King.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I don't know. How you doing? Who are you?
I'm good, how you doing? My name is Rob. I'm a student from Long Island, New York. And I really need your help. So I love my boyfriend like so much, but there's this issue that we're having because he has this really unhealthy relationship with Nicki Minaj. So no, I love Nicki so much, okay? But he has this Twitter account like for Barb's where—
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, and how old is he?
20, like 2 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, so he fights people online. Like he's blocked by Cardi B, he's blocked by Lil Kim on Instagram. Well, yeah. So
this is the Barb's, his boyfriend. This is the Barb's. I'm telling you, just sheer force. The Barb's ain't to be played with. They right up there, if not higher than the Beehive. And the reason why I'm saying that is when they get to making things go viral, they got power. The same way with MAGA. This is why now you see why they called them into, making all these calls to Nicki. Because these people are savage.
So what I mean, like, I support everything he wants to support, and like everyone has their likes and dislikes, but like,
what is your question, dear?
Do I, like, he's interfering with our relationship. Nicki is, so what do I do? Do I leave him or do
You're
I?
only 19. This should not leave him.
Oh.
He said, and I don't want to misgender, but he said that Nicki is interfering with their relationship. This is the reason why I'm playing this clip is to show you the power. Sophisticated said, sad, my niece is a barb and also thinks she's a boy. And like I said, and that's if it was just the MAGA folks, that'd be one thing. They'd be like, oh, the MAGA folks get behind Nicki, blah, blah, blah. They'd have wrote it off, you know what I'm saying, like they normally do. But what they do, what the problem is now, you have the bars, which is a very aggressive social media following that reacted to her being attacked. And then you got the MAGA with that, which makes this a big problem. Oh, crap.
He wants to support, and like everyone has their likes and dislikes, but like,
what is your question, dear?
Do I, like, he's interfering with our relationship. Nicki is, so what do I do? Do I leave him or do I?
You're only 19.
Okay, no, Janae, no problem. You said, what is a barb? A barb or barbs is the Nicki Minaj super fan base. And I'm going to show you how words connect. The one that shall remain nameless, the pregnant man, was a super barb. He used to run a Nicki Minaj fan page, right, Miguel? A Nicki Minaj fanatic. That's why he understands the power of the internet, and that's why he was able to go viral and do the tricks and the spells and the sigils that he does. We're talking about the pregnant man here. Let's continue.
You should not leave him. If this is the deal breaker at 19.
Should I? Because he's in the audience. I feel that. I don't know what to do now.
Well, where is he?
He's over there in the brown sweater.
You know what?
What?
To be 19 is so fun. Okay, then fine, stay with him. But
Okay.
realize this. The nation comes before you.
Okay.
The nation of the Navy.
No, the bar.
The beehive.
The bar. No, not the beehive. The bar.
The nation. And that's where my bell. That's the point. These things are like mini nations. Like she said, the Navy, I think that's Jay-Z's crew. The beehive, that's Beyonce's crew. And when they lock in because these people are celebrity worshipers. They are a cult. And you can say that to some extent about the MAGA crowd. There are some super MAGA fans that are cult members, and they don't want. And you saw that with I'm gonna say, I shouldn't say this, but the Q. The same thing. Excuse me. Sorry, Shades. Y'all correct me. Sorry about that. Rihanna's the Navy. Y'all see. I'm sorry. Oh, what's up, Dre? I'm sorry. Hey, might we have some Navy members up in here? I'm sorry. Don't come for me.
We'll be back.
So, even so much to the point where they had to go out and make false propaganda about the barbs. The headline of this was Nicki Minaj criticized by barbs over vaccine comments. Now, I want y'all to list for the criticism of the barbs. By the barbs, excuse me.
What's going on? It's Asia Sky from DX Daily Podcast, and it looks like Nicki Minaj is coming under criticism.
There's a warning. Sorry for people out there, but it's going to be a lot of flesh in this video. Please turn away. If you got the children, mamas, cover your eyes, because you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a lot of flesh. And for fellas, if you practicing the 3 S's, shout out to AO. It might be a hard video to watch.
criticism from a lot of different people for hopping on Twitter and sharing some of her thoughts about the COVID-19 vaccine. Nicki became a trending topic when she revealed that she previously had COVID-19, but was not willing to get vaccinated to attend the Met Gala. Now, Nicki didn't say that she was unwilling to get the vaccine altogether, but she did say that she's going to do more research before she gets it. She also stated that traveling and touring around the world would put her at a higher risk for catching COVID-19, and she wouldn't want to pass that on to her young son. Nicki tweeted, "They want you to get vaccinated for the Met. If I get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. In the meantime, my loves, be safe. Wear the mask with 2 strings that grips your head and face, not that loose one." Now, just minutes after Nicki tweeted this out, the criticism was flying in from all directions. One person at Yeah That Terrence tweeted, "Nobody is doing their own research. All you're doing is finding someone to corroborate what you already believe. Unless you're a scientist running a peer-reviewed study, you only know what you've been told by someone else. You don't have better access to data than the CDC. You have Google and a flimsy grasp of science and logic. Give me a break with this I did my own research BS. We have experts for a reason. You don't know how anything works, let alone the human body at a cellular level." Wow. Now, Nicki also did disclose more reasons why she was a little bit hesitant to get the vaccine, and she tweeted one reason that,
Hey, man, y'all give me a break. I had to play this clip because of the title. Hey, y'all give me a break. I didn't mean to startle y'all with the tiggo bitties, okay? I'm sorry.
said, "My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied." And she went on to recommend that people who have to get the vaccine for work and need to feed their families should definitely get the vaccine. She also disclosed that more than likely she'll get vaccinated to go on tour. So now that you've been able to see some of the tweets and dialogues, do you think Nicki was being irresponsible with her tweets and deserves all this criticism? Or do you think she was just sharing her experience, being hesitant?
All right, so y'all press 1 if y'all heard any Barb's criticism in this video, because that was the title of the video. Barb's criticized Nicki. I didn't hear no criticism by a Barb of Nicki Minaj. But see, what they're trying to do is they're trying to split a herd, which they always do because they did this with 45 Savage. It was MAGA fans critical of Trump, blah, 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 especially when he got booed. You see what I'm saying? This is what they try to do. They try to divide the herd. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to show you how serious the Barbs are. Wait a minute. Y'all wait for this. Y'all wait till y'all see this. This is crazy right here, boy. Like I said, I'm sorry, mama. I'm sorry for showing the tiggo bitties and talking about them saying the swollen testes. This show is off the rails. I'm sorry, mama. I'm sorry. This is how serious it is right here. The Barb squad up outside of CDC headquarters and protest for Nicki Minaj. Yeah, that is a switchback. Look at this. Y'all see what I'm saying? Hot 97. Her crowd will ride. This is why they're trying to put the kibosh on her. I appreciate that, Ralph. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. And make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all, and look, and everybody listening tonight after the show is over, just leave me a quick comment, because like the comments, the likes, that's how the algorithm works. We're going to play this YouTube algorithm to bring more people in, so more people can, eyes can be open, and they can be self-thinkers. That's what we want. We don't want to be a cult over here. I don't want the facts like the Barbs. I want self-thinkers. We facts family. We agree, we disagree. We hold each other accountable to be objective, and that's how we roll right here. But look at what someone's saying. The Barbs. CDC, it says the Barbs, Nicki's nickname for her loyal supporters, protested outside of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta. And so that's the other thing. That's the key headquarters. And the Barbs is heavy in the ATL. They chanted phrases like, "Nicki told me the truth," "Dr. Fauci lied to me," and "Nicki, the queen of rap, stand up, Nicki." Multiple platinum plaques, stand up, XXL reports. One Barb said that she also questions the vaccine. Take a look. Let's see if we can play this. Hold on. Let me stop sharing and share this again so I can see if the sound will play. All right. Y'all let me know if the sound come through. from this tweet. And there we have it. That's the problem. That is the problem right there. When you got people showing up to the CDC for her, bruh, that is a problem. And like this in-person thing is nothing. Because it's only a small group of people. I'm not going to try to, you know what I'm saying, put sauce on it like it's a bunch of people. But if they're out in the streets, that's mean they're really, really ready to ride online. And they still ain't letting up. And if that's the thing, that's my point. Let's go full circle here before we wrap up. She might have gotten to this as a, just a rant like she normally does, like she did against, Travis Scott when she felt like she was cheated out of number one. But the Barbs and the MAGA have gotten behind her, and I believe she's lost whole control of this, and now she can't back down. We talked about this in the Malcolm X book where, where him and Archie, what was his name? Archie. They had a problem. And him and Archie got to the point where it got so intense that neither one could back down. And I think that's the case now. Nicki can't back down because the Barbs is behind her. And if she backs down, then like they might turn on her because they've turned on her before. And she had to, get them in line. So with all that said, I got one final clip, and it's a little long, but we're going to go through it, why this divide and conquer is so dangerous. And this is The Dangers of Victimhood by Jordan Peterson, with the victims being the people that are pro-vax and they're trying to shame other people into being vaxxed.
And so one of the things that Maya and I found when we were writing this paper, we were looking at the discourse that precedes genocide in genocidal states. And the enhancement of a sense of victimization on the part of one of the groups, usually the group that's going to commit the genocide. First of all, their sense of being victims is much heightened by the demagogues who are trying to stir up this sort of hatred. So they basically say, look, you've been oppressed in a variety of ways, and these are the people who did it, and they're not going to stop doing it, and this time we're going to get them before they get us.
Sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? Let's rewind that back one more time so we can hear what he just said. You have a group saying you're being oppressed. Those dirty, non-Vaseline people want to, harm you with their dirty germs. Right? They're not going to stop. This time we're going to get them before they get us. Does all this sound familiar? But let's wind it back and and listen to it one more time.
Maya and I found when we were writing this paper, we were looking at the discourse that precedes genocide in genocidal states. And the enhancement of a sense of victimization on the part of one of the groups, usually the group that's going to commit the genocide. First of all, their sense of being victims is much heightened by the demagogues who are trying to stir up this sort of hatred. So they basically say, look, you've been oppressed in a variety of ways, and these are the people who did it, and they're not going to stop doing it, and this time we're going to get them before they get us. It's something like that. And so there's something very pathological about the enhancement of victimization, which is, see, that the problem as far as I'm concerned with it is it's not thought through very well. Because there's a point that's being made, and the point is that people have been oppressed and they suffer. And that's true, that point. But then the proper framework from within which to interpret that, I believe, is that that's characteristic of life. You can't take it personally in some sense. And you can't divide the world neatly into perpetrators and victims. And you certainly can't divide the world neatly into perpetrators and victims and then assume that you're only in the victim class and then assume that that gives you certain, like access to certain forms of redress, let's say.
All right, let's listen to that one more time. This is life. And you can't divide people into perfect groups. But that's what they're trying to do. Anything, that's why this whole thing is divide and conquer. They're the minority, whoever they are, quote unquote, they are. They're the minority. So they say, how do we turn one half of the majority against the other half of the majority? They do it with race, they do it with gender, they do it with age, they do it with sexuality, they do it with you have 2 crumbs, I have 3 crumbs. That's what they do. And now they found the perfect thing to divide people on. It's you can make me sick. You don't deserve to eat because you can make me sick. And on the other point, it's you're crazy for trusting a system that you don't even understand. And then it's binary again. Now here we go back to the binary thing again. Steve D, what do you say? He said, oh, Mo, you pointed out, but we have to name them. Even if you knew their name tonight, what can you do about it? The only thing you can do about it is control yourself and how you interact with their system. Notice, and even in the illustration, it's not named, it's not fake, it's faceless because they want us to follow the puppets, follow the strings up, and understand why they trying to maneuver this puppet to put it against the other group of people. But let's continue.
And they suffer. And that's true, that point. But then the proper framework from within which to interpret that, I believe, is that that's characteristic of life. You can't take it personally in some sense. And you can't divide the world neatly into perpetrators and victims. And you certainly can't divide the world neatly into perpetrators and victims and then assume that you're only in the victim class and then assume that that gives you certain, like access to certain forms of redress, let's say. It gets dangerous very rapidly if you do that sort of thing. So, for example, one of the things that characterized the Soviet Union, and this was particularly true in the 1920s, but afterwards, so the Soviets were very much enamored of the idea of class guilt. So,
and that's the class. It's not socioeconomic classes anymore. It's your status, or the Vaseline status. That's the new class that they're dividing upon. But watch how they play this out and peep the similarities and the parallels.
So, for example, although it was only about 40 years previously that the serfs had been emancipated, they weren't much more than slaves, right? And so that was the bulk of the Russian population. They were bought and sold along with the land. So they had been emancipated, and some of them, many of them had turned into independent farmers, and some of them had become reasonably prosperous because, at least in principle, I presume a certain proportion of them from being crooked, but I presume a larger proportion from actually being able to raise food. And of course, at that time, the bulk of the Russian food population was produced by these relatively successful peasant farmers. And relatively successful would mean maybe they had a brick house or something, and maybe they had a couple of cows, and maybe they were able to hire a few people. And so, you know.
So they were able to turn the poor, the super poor, against the peasants. Instead of looking at who's dividing us and then working together in pitchforks and torches, no. Let's turn the peasants against the poor, or the poor against the peasants, and tell the poor the peasants are your problem. And like I said, I'm oversimplifying this, but that's what they're doing. Nobody's asking any questions about how did this happen, what we're saying, how to get here, why they don't want us to talk about it. It's the only they're your problem because now we're all exposed to this sickness. But they want to divide the people that's exposed to the sickness in half and turn it against each other like we're the problem.
It wasn't like they were massive landowners or anything, but I've talked to you a little bit about the Pareto principle and the notion that in any domain of activity, a small proportion of people end up producing most of what's in that domain of activity. The same was true in Russia with regards to these peasant farmers. Some of them were extraordinarily efficient, and they produced most of Russia's food. When the communists came in, they described those landholders as parasites, essentially, predicated on the Marxist idea that if someone had extracted profit from an enterprise, that they had basically stolen that profit from the people, say, that they had employed or otherwise oppressed. And so you could be a member of the kulak, K-U-L-A-K, K-U-L-A-K. You could be a member of the kulak class. And then because you were a member of that class, you were automatically guilty. And so what happened was, and you got to think this through to really understand what happened. So what happened was the intellectual communists were sent out in cadres out into these little towns to find people who would help them round up the kulaks.
And this is like what we're seeing with Antifa right now. Antifa is going to people's houses and, you know, trying to attack them. And those people in those houses aren't their problem. None of these people that you see in everyday life is not the cause of your problem. First of all, you can't get that kind of power over to anybody else. You control how life affects you. We have to take responsibility for that. You can't say, oh, well, this person's taking this job away from me, or they won't allow me to work. Well, why are you going to allow yourself to stay in that position? And I'm talking to myself here, because we're all going to feel the pressure of it. It's like, well, now you know that it's coming. What are you going to do about it? We have to be proactive. And that's something I'm going to get into more as this channel develops, getting into ideas to make us not be in victimhood or be victims. Of course, there's not many victims here, of course, in the first place, because that's not what I'm saying this crowd, I'm saying our crowd is about. But at the same time, we all can slip back into victimhood and get upset and angry, you know, at people that are close to us. Colin says, so where are they going with this, Mo? Why are they pitting Antifa against white people? Goggles. No. Well, the reason why they're doing that is, once again, this is what I speculate. They're putting Antifa against, just say, the right. The right is going to be pushed until they recoil, attack Antifa, and then they'll stand there and say, well, we got to protect Antifa, and then they'll wipe out the right, and then they'll put everybody under control. And I think that's the plan. So it's like, let's wipe everybody. Because to be honest with you, at this point, and I'm going to be quite honest with you, they don't need none of us. They got their robots. They think they got their robots, and they don't need none of us. And really, they can they can really do without 99.99999% of us. But since they're so small a minority, they have to play half the majority off the other half the majority. All right, I'm going to let this continue on for a little longer, and then I'm just going to wrap up.
Now, you got to think about what a small town is like, because, so imagine you're in a town and there's 3 or 4 people, or maybe 10 people or something like that, who are a little more successful than everyone else. And a certain number of people are going to be fine with that and maybe even happy about it, because they regard those people as particularly productive and, you know, as stalwart members of the community, regardless of their flaws. But
and that's the point. They want to put the less productive against the productive, to say, oh, you, and then just continue on. Antifa accuses the right of taking their jobs, and the right accuses the immigrants of taking their jobs. You know what I'm saying? And it just keeps going on, and we just fight amongst ourselves, while all the time we're being puppeteered. Don't allow yourself to be a puppet. That's the point. We have power over ourselves. We have power over our lives. And don't ever let anybody make you feel like you don't have any power. Because as soon as that thought enters your head, that's when and you accept it, that's when you lose your power and become a victim. And then they can play you like this video is saying with victimhood.
There's going to be some people who are not happy about it at all, that are going to be very resentful about that and jealous. And so those are going to be people whose characters, I would say, are of the less positive type. And so when the intellectuals came in and described the reason that these people should be treated as parasites and profiteers, then it was the resentful minority in those towns, and that would be the kind of guy that hangs around in the bar all the time and is completely unconscientious and fails at everything and then blames everyone else for it. The intellectuals came in and said, this is unfair that this happened to you. You've actually been victimized, and now it's your opportunity to go have your revenge. And so that's exactly what happened. Now, in some of the villages, sometimes the peasants would actually surround the farmsteads of these more successful people and try to defend them, but that never worked out for very long. And so then these angry mobs would go into the farmhouses and strip the place right down to nothing. And they packed these people up and sent them on trains with no food out to Siberia, where there was no place to live. And so that they were packed into houses, maybe they had a square meter each to live in, and all their children died of typhoid, and many of them froze to death. Many people died. Millions of people died.
And now I'm going to wrap it up on that point right there with this video. Colin says, you said the same thing in episode 66. Don't allow yourself to be triggered. That resonated with me, excuse me. I've been triggered for the past year and a half. We all have been triggered. And that's the point. And that's why they keep going back and forth, back and forth. They trigger one side, then they trigger the other side. Then they trigger one side, and they trigger the other side. And it just keeps ramping up the animosity between the two sides. And they're pulling your strings. What does Sean M say? Let me go back and catch what he said. Somebody says deep. He said they're erasing our history, lineage, culture, so they can run fewer and fewer programs. Right, and that's the point. That they don't want us to have any history or any culture or any of that thing, because they're trying to establish the new culture, and that's of consumerism. So what I'm just saying is my point is this, just to close on, wrap on this. I don't want to make it too long. One, we can sit back and watch these things develop, like Nicki and versus Joy and Reid. One, just watch them. Two, take away from it what you can. Realize when you're trying to be triggered. Realize when they're trying to push your buttons, whether it's the race button or the economic button, or either the binary or perceived binary idea of vax versus non-vax. It should be a choice. You should have your choice to do what you feel, is right for you, right for your family. And don't let this divide your family, because that's what they're trying to do. Now, I'm not going to go religious on you, but that's what Christ said. He was like, what? They're going to divide brother against sister, husband against wife. And we're seeing this now. We're seeing wives, husbands, kids, the mama want the kids, take the jab, the daddy don't, and the house is being divided. That's a win. We're saying, oh, you can't come see grandma because you don't have the jab. You might kill her. Or you made grandma take it and grandma passed away. It's your fault. It goes both ways. Don't allow them to divide us. Don't. Keep all things perspective. Keep, keep whatever, and then, if the mandate affects your job and you don't want to take it, have a plan. If it hasn't reached you yet, start formulating a plan. Because the thing about it is we're all blessed with talents. And look, that's my man Don right here, and I'm gonna have him come on because he has a very good book. Go to his channel. It's just Worldview Warfare, and if you can, pick up his book because it talks about this. It's the worldview warfare. As long as you're buying into the binary aspect of this, they've won. If you sit down and talk to a person, look how far we work through the race conversation. on this platform and through our channel and what me and Adam are doing with our podcast. If we came in to be offended, we wouldn't have got that far. So don't try to be offended. Don't be a victim or a slave to your emotions. So that's all I'm saying. We came here tonight, we laughed, and that's what you, and at the end of the day, mock these people. You have to mock these people and laugh at them, because at the end of the day, it's silly. It really is silly. Sean, and I appreciate that. He said, what you're doing, Moe Factz, is making a difference. All this dialogue, you're opening up eyes and hearts, and that's all I hope to do. Because like I said, I don't have an immunity, to use the word. I don't have a vaccine for, immunity to deal with this. I deal with it just like y'all do. And sometimes that's why it takes me a while to process the show, because I never want to come in with my first human reaction. I had to process it and go through the emotional triggers, because it's built to work. They spend a lot of money and a lot of time crafting these narratives. But hopefully we had fun tonight. We've laughed. Hopefully you go away from this a little less stressed. You had 2.5 hours to take your mind off of something that may have been bothering you. It pushed it into another perspective. And I'm going to be honest with you, I need this just as much as y'all need it, because it allows me to go through it, talk through it. And I go back and listen sometimes and like, wow, I've learned from the comments and the letters y'all write and the comments y'all leave in the YouTube. And I mean, I really enjoy being here. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it. So hopefully y'all enjoyed it as well. And that's what we need. We need a mental break from, and turn the news off. I'm going to say that. Turn the news off. If you have your mind made up on something, because the constant barrage of media, it does make you sick. It does make you unhealthy. I appreciate that. And just as a reminder, once again, this is a value for value platform. This is a value for value channel. I don't take any money for YouTube. I appreciate them allowing me to a global platform to share what I find. So if you found value in this, please show value back, because it may be needed at some point. Luckily, I'm saying I've been blessed at this point, not to need it, but it may get to that point. But show appreciation if you did find it. I couldn't find I would have a better way to spend my time than spending it with y'all. You said, how often do you live stream? I'm doing it like twice a week now, or at least once to twice a week. We have the podcast as well. This Wednesday, 8 o'clock, we have the Lost Tapes coming up. So please come back and join us. I'm thinking about doing another show where I just respond to you all's questions. Would y'all like that? Press 1 if you like a show. I mean, because we have the late night live where that's semi-interactive. I have clips. I come here and I talk. And the same thing with the Lost Tapes where, semi-interactive, where I come in and we talk and we go through the clips. But I'm thinking about creating a platform where I can engage more with just one, maybe have you come up, we talk, answer questions, and it'd be just more of a loose based outlet. Yes, that's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That is correct. So I'm thinking about doing that maybe on Mondays. We got the lives on Fridays. We got the show dropping hopefully if it's in my power, we're gonna have the show dropping every other Wednesdays, and then on the alternate Wednesdays, we're gonna be doing the Lost Tapes. I appreciate that, Don. That way, we know 2 or 3 times a week we stay connected. And like I said, if we can do that on Mondays, where I just come up here, go live. And then I have another thing I'm working on with the Converse. I know you saw that one episode I did. I have a whole host of people lined up to speak to, very interesting people. That's going to be where we're going to have one just conversation piece, but that's going to be not live. That's just going to be me having conversation with people I've met through my journeys across the YouTube platform and throughout the whole Moe Factz existence. And then we're just going to have conversation around one conversation piece. So that's coming as well. I got a lot of things planned, but you all being here tonight, the likes, the subscribes, and the value you show back keeps me motivated. I really appreciate it. And with that said, pay attention to everything, and the truth will reveal itself. Good night.